What's up, everybody? I have a really cool clutch that just hatched out this morning. This one is from a Firefly pied bred to a Pewter pied, possible Mojave. I don't see any Mojave in this clutch, so I think it's just a Pewter pied female. And she's also possible Sandblast and possible het Axanthic as well. I don't see anything too crazy that screams Sandblast in this clutch, but there are some really cool combos. I'm going to start off with this here. Zoom out a little bit. So this one right here is a Firefly pied, which is a pastel fire pied. It's not as bright as the Firefly pieds that I've hatched out in the past, but definitely has some cool saddles on it, and the fire gene will come in with time. It'll start to look better and better. But luckily there's a lot of pattern on this one, because a lot of my fire pied and Firefly stuff doesn't have much pattern. This is really cool. I haven't seen another one of these before. So this is a fire cinnamon pied, and it has more pattern than most cinnamon pieds that hatch out here. I do hatch a handful out that do have a lot of pattern, but most are pretty high white. So the fire gene basically, instead of a brown snake, sort of adds orange in there. I think it looks really cool, actually. So all these are also possible het Axanthic. I haven't proven the mom out as het Axanthic. This is her first pairing, so next year I'll breed something Axanthic to her to try to prove it out. So these are all still just possible, just like the mother. They'd be possible either way. So this one's a solid white one. So, you know, at minimum it's a cinnamon pied, but it also has a chance of having two pastel genes and a fire gene in there as well. So that is going to be you're gonna have to breed that out, see what's in there in the future. It's crazy when they're all white and they have a chance of having so many genes in there, because you'll never know until you breed it. So this one here is what I believe to be a Pewter fire pied. And I say that because out of all the Pewter pieds I hatch out, this looks a lot more blush of a head. It almost looks like a sterling pied head. And I believe that's the fire in there on top of the pewter, causing it to almost look silver, or a lot more silver than a regular Pewter pied would. Could be mistaken, and it could just be a Pewter pied, but I doubt it. So, pastel cinnamon fire pied, I believe. All these are very high white, so I hope to get Enchi into the cinnamon pied combos in the future, and other genes that add pattern as well. This is my favorite one in the whole clutch. Try to focus here. There we go. Alright, so this is what I believe to be a sterling fire pied, or a superfly cinnamon pied. And I know that sounds crazy, like how do I know all these genes are in this snake? Well, hatched a lot of sterling pieds. I've never seen a head this blushed. It's just super light silver. All the sterling pieds I've hatched have a little bit darker silver of a head. And when they do have pattern on them, when this first hatched out, I didn't see any pattern on it. Then I was putting it away in the clutch box, and I saw back here, look at that, there's a saddle under there. So that's another giveaway that this sterling pied has fire in it. Because if it were just a normal sterling pied, I think it would be darker than that. A lot more silver. So it's funny because it doesn't look like anything now, but once it sheds out and it has a few sheds, and as it grows, obviously the saddle will grow and it'll color up as well. And I can't wait to see what that looks like. Super strong animal right here. It's a girl too. Wish it was a boy though. So I think this one is a Superfly pied, which is a super pastel fire pied. You could obviously see super pastel on the head, and I think it has fire because I can see it in the neck and more broad yellowing, the stripes on the side of the face, and also the top of the head is a lot more blushed than a normal killer pied would be. And it's funny because this pastel line that's in here, it doesn't put much, the single gene pastel pied doesn't put much blushing in their heads. So that's how I'm pretty confident that all these IDs are correct, but who knows? Could be wrong on one. I doubt it though. You guys think differently? Let me know. It's funny, they're all females except the Firefly pied. So we got Cinnamon Fire pied, Superfly pied here, Sterling Cinnamon pied, I'm sorry, Sterling Fire pied. This one here, Pewter Fire pied, Firefly pied, and then this all white one, who knows, it's at least a cinnamon pied, and at most it's a sterling fire pied. Who knows, we'll see. This one's a girl too. And they're all possible head Axanthic and possible Sandblast, but I don't see any Sandblast in that Firefly pied with all that pattern, or this fire cinnamon pied, so I don't think she's a Sandblast or Mojave. But we'll see if she's had Axanthic. Hope you guys like this one. Maybe I'll do a video when they all shed out. Stay tuned because there's a lot of babies hatching out over the next couple weeks, and I'm going to be doing a lot more YouTube videos. Thumbs up if you like this one. See you guys later.